Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Allotment of the Dead. So we're about a week away now for St. Patrick's Day, which traditionally is the time that most people, or a lot of people, put in their first early potatoes. But I've decided to go a week early with one particular variety that I think this variety is something that Mark from Mark's allotment plot did probably about a month ago. But it's supposed to be a really quick harvesting potato, one called Rocket. Again, it's the first early potato, and I think there's two quite quick ones. There's this one and then there's Swift. So I'm going to try and put in a pot of Rocket now and just see if I can get a really quite early harvest of potatoes. The rest of my potatoes will probably start again probably on St. Patrick's Day, which is kind of close to what I did last year, albeit probably the day after or something like that. Right, so I've got these really nice large pots. I think this is probably a 50 litre, and I've got some 30 litre ones as well. So what I'm going to do is put some nice decent compost into here, add a bit of some additives to this. So we've got some potato fertilizer, which I think I'll probably need to get a bit more of this. So we'll have a sprinkling of that. And I think last year when I did my single seed potato challenge, I used this super phosphate, which is supposed to be really good for potatoes and root vegetables. So what I'll do is put in a small amount of that as well. You don't need much of this, I think, and again this is something you can feed throughout the year. Right, I think I've left my trowel over there. Now I've got a trowel pretty much dotted around in quite a few different beds across the allotment, so I don't need to go back to the shed to go and fetch another trowel. I managed to pick quite a few up from my mum's house when she died, but also I get a lot of presents, Christmas, birthday presents, that sort of thing, where a trowel is usually one of the things included. So I've got them pretty much dotted around all over the place, in different beds and things. So what we'll do, we'll mix all this in, and then we'll get some decent potatoes from the bag. And there's quite a few here. I think they were about £4 for about 20. So really decent amount of potatoes, seed potatoes, really good looking potato. So we'll put 3 in at this layer, at this level. 3 nice big ones with lots of chits on them. I haven't chitted these. I've just left them in the allotment shed here, and they've merrily chitted themselves. And then what we'll do is we'll add some more compost. How I managed to do that without falling over, I don't know. Right, let's take the scissors. And we'll add some more of this. Okay, so that is potted up to about that far from the top of the bucket. As soon as I get some shoots coming out of the compost, I'll top it up probably to the brim, and then add a little bit of the straw. I've got some nice barley straw there. Again, that will help to keep the moisture into these, because the one thing that the potatoes do like is a lot of water. Right, we'll put that to one side, and Okay, so the other thing that I did back in September was I planted some potatoes for Christmas, and they were special potatoes. They were potatoes that were sent to me by Jimmy. I'll put his a link to his channel in the description. Jimmy sent me some of the single seed potato challenge potatoes that we'd used that year, basically because I'd eaten all of ours. They were such a really nice tasting potato that I didn't manage to save any. I should have probably saved them at the point when I harvested them. I was so keen on getting them home and getting them weighed that I completely forgot to actually keep hold of some. So I didn't have any. So Jimmy, bless him, sent me some through the post, and absolutely fantastic potatoes they were. So I planted them in September, all meaning to do a reveal video for Christmas Day, and it never came. And the main reason why was because I didn't get any growth at all from them. They just stayed in the pot over that entire winter period up to Christmas, and I had nothing, not a shoot in sight. So I kind of wondered, I thought maybe they'd got so wet that they rotted. So I kind of left them. So I came back to the pot. So these were the original pots that they were in. I came back to the pots this last weekend, and I turned them out, and sure enough, in the bottom of the pots were Manitou potatoes, which I know you can't get this year. There are so few places you can get these potatoes this year, but you can see the roots growing on them. So what I'm going to do is replant these for a crop this year. Get them in the ground, get them into the polytunnel, probably give them a little bit of security from the cold weather. That's what I'll do with that other first early there. But he sent me 6 potatoes, and strangely enough, all 6 potatoes survived, albeit they didn't grow. At least they didn't grow till now. So maybe we'll get a decent crop of these Manitou potatoes. Again, I've tried to find some of these this year to actually plant for this year, because they were such a really good potato. Fantastic for chips, fantastic for boiling, frying, you name it. They were absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, can't find them this year, and I couldn't find any pink fir either. Pink fir apple is my favourite potato, kind of nutty taste to it. Again, couldn't find any of those. They're usually in the shops all over the place at this time of year, and I think they had a lot of failures in certain crops for certain things, and they were one of the things that basically succumbed. So what we'll do is we'll get the potatoes back in here, and we'll top them up again, and we'll get them into the polytunnels, and we'll keep them nicely watered. And again, once we get a little bit of growth, that top growth coming out, we'll top them up with some more soil, some more compost, and hopefully we'll get a decent crop. So this year I'm planning on doing some Charlottes again, and I've got some King Edwards, I think, and I'll be sharing them with the wife. I've got about 4 or 5 bags of different things, so we'll probably plant them come St. Patrick's Day, and they should be really good. All right, so again, I'm going to top this up almost to about that far from the top again. Hopefully I'll have a bit more luck with my potatoes than Rob's had this last year. He'd just seen his harvesting video of his last lot, and yeah, they weren't great, let's put it that way. But every year you get something that doesn't work, or something that works really well, and unfortunately, I think his potatoes last year were a bit of a disaster. I think a bit like my giant onion challenge onions at the moment. That being said, they are starting to pick up a bit now with this nice weather we've got. So it's about 20 degrees today, so, and people have been out and about. So down this plot, there's very few people come out in that winter period. They're kind of fair weather gardeners, so when you get kind of come down here, you can almost have the entire site to yourself most of the time. But over these last 2 weekends, where the weather's been absolutely gorgeous, we've had a lot of people down here, and it's really good to see, because people are enjoying the fruits of their labour. They're actually seeing things happen. They're seeing their seeds growing. They're seeing the seedlings coming out, and they're able to pop those on, and they're getting them in the ground already. And I've said to quite a few of them at the moment, this is a false spring. We are not quite there yet. I think there's been some talk of snow over the next couple of weeks, so I'm not going to go overboard on this. I could potentially bring plants down from home, put them in my polytunnels and hope for the best, but I know it's going to get cold again. Overnight we've had some, again, quite cold temperatures. They've gone down to 1 or 2 degrees, and most of the plants that you would be growing at home indoors, like your chilies, your aubergines, those sort of things, they won't survive those sort of temperatures. So again, one of the reasons why I'm messing around a little bit with heat and heating methods for the polytunnels, to try and get them going and try and give myself a little bit of an extra time where I can start bringing stuff down. But yeah, it's starting to look really nice. There's lots of growth of all sorts of things at the minute. All the spring bulbs and things are coming out, and it's really nice. Managed to pick myself up a couple more delphiniums this weekend. So lots of things are growing, and it's going to be absolutely, hopefully, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic season this year. Right, I'm going to carry on and plant this one up with the rest of the Manitou potatoes. Again, fantastic. So cheers, Jimmy. They didn't grow for me last time, but they're coming now. They are growing, and we're going to get a decent crop off these, I hope. Right, we'll see you on the next video. So all the best, guys. Take care.